made some relatively successful short films that tended to win audience awards, but nothing major, and never jury awards, but always audience awards. I think that's probably because most of my shorts were comedies. At the Screen South New Talent Initiative, I met another producer. I was a director and a writer at that point, but I met a producer and she said to me, "How much did you make your short films for?" Because we all saw each other's films. And I said, "Oh, nothing, just the cost of the negative and the cost of the print." And she was like, "Oh my God, why haven't you made a feature film?" And that obviously that feeds into my creativity. So the next film I made was Ruby Blue, which is a trans love story, really. And I knew straight away that I wanted Josiane Velasco to play the lead. I wanted my character to be French because part of the quirk in my story, in the narrative, was that she's a Eurostar driver. So she drives the trains, the big fast trains that go from England to France. I approached Josiane and Bob Hoskins at the same time. So at that point, Bob Hoskins, it was his last feature film actually. Bob Hoskins was very, very, very famous here. Very famous, but he was also known to be genuinely supportive of new filmmakers. So I thought, well, maybe we have a chance with Bob. So we sent the script to Bob Hoskins' agent. She rang us straight back and said, "Wow, I absolutely love this script. I see why you want Bob to play it. He'll be brilliant and he'll love it." She said, "The only thing with Bob is he has to meet you first." And I said, "Well, that's great." I said, "Put somebody in front of me and I'll persuade them." So she said, "Okay." So she set up a meeting for us to go to Bob Hoskins' house to go and meet him. I mean, it was fantastic. As soon as he realised I was working class, he's in it. He loved it straight away. He's like, "Oh my God, this is great." He said, "I've got to help you. I want to help you." So I was shooting that on one take. I shot Jippo on one take as well. So, because if I don't do one take, I can't move the camera. I can't get any different angles. It's just not enough time. So we pretty much shot those films on one. All of my films I've shot on one take, even the next one. And again, that's not ideal. And people say to me, "Oh, that's okay, because you've got Bob Hoskins." And in my next film, I had Brenda Blethyn, and they're going, "Oh, that's okay, you've got Brenda Blethyn." I say, "No, if I've got Bob Hoskins, I want to take 10 takes. You know, I want to play with it. I want to play with him. I want to have a bit of fun with it." And they go, "Oh yeah, I see what you mean." So I was forced to do, that's my schedule made, well, not forced to, I chose to make, and my editor, Emma Collins, who edited both of those films, she should get an OBE for her editing, because I mean, all of my films really were made by the editor, because there's so little material when you shoot in 11 days, or if you shoot in 2 weeks, there's so little material. But she did have the script in front of her, and obviously I wrote the script. So between me and the script and the editor, we did have enough. We had what we needed. We captured what we needed, as it were. So that's how we came to make Ruby Blue. Okay, after my last film, which was The Calling, and the success of Ruby Blue and Jippo, I was determined to help young people, particularly the girls. So I set up a charity with 2 other filmmakers called Kent Film Foundation. So we set Kent Film Foundation up in 2010, and this was to help young people, because it's a high area of deprivation around here. There's a lot of poor people around here. So I thought, I'm going to help those kids who are the kids like me, who are dreaming about being filmmakers, but they daren't even say that out loud. Well, with my partner James Colley, we run Violet Pictures, and when we set Violet Pictures up 10 years ago, the plan was to make a feature film. But James's background is in distributing feature-length documentaries. So just to tick over a little bit of income with the company, we did continue to distribute documentary features. So that would only be 1 or 2 a year. So we'd be doing that in the background while we were trying to develop our films. We made a short documentary last year called Private View, which screened at the BFI Flare. On the back of that, we're developing another one at the moment with the same artist who was in it, Sadie Lee, and it's called Sadie and the Artist, and it's about lesbian artists in history. We're also co-producing a feature documentary with a Macedonian company. I don't think I'm supposed to say much about that at the moment because it's still in development, but it just got into the meat market, so that's good. We took over an old shop that's about to be demolished. We got it for 9 months on a really cheap rent, and we've transformed it by upcycling everything that was in it, and we've turned it into a community cinema. So, and over the years, I've met young people, particularly the girls in the girls group, who say to me, oh, I really think I want to be a film director. So what I say to them now is, that's great, but just remember that there's only like, say there's 80 or 100 films a year made. But somebody told me that there's 36,000 graduates every year with the word film in their degree. 36,000. So you've got to decide if you want to go to film school or university. Think about that, because you don't have to. And just get as much experience making films, and then make your own stuff with your phones, watch YouTube, see how you cut and edit, and just get on with it. Forget about the directing, that'll come. Forget about that. Nothing is going to stop you writing. I said, just keep writing. Nothing is going to stop you doing that. Just do it. We only limit ourselves.